Alright guys, this is my first video that I'm making on a screen, so bear with me. I'm trying to figure out how to do the recording. Okay, so this is Tron right now. Um, Today is the 1st of April. Happy Easter everyone. So this is what Tron has done. This is a daily chart, so each candle on here is one day. This candle happened over a whole day period, so did this one. All right, so we're going back now to when all this big, huge surge on Tron happened. We're talking in December, from the 11th, 12th, somewhere around there. It started this massive uprun. If you bought it down here, woohoo, you're not even watching this video. You're somewhere in Hawaii or somewhere on vacation. All right, so I wanted to figure out, you guys always wanting to know, so is everyone else in the world, where is this thing going, how far, and so on. So I'm going to give you a little bit of idea on how we try to figure out how far back down it's going to come before it goes back up. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and ABC and so on. And this is Elliott wave theory. It's the only real theory I've learned, as well as Fibonacci retracement, and I'll learn a lot more and figure out a lot more tools as I go. So if we start down here and we do this whole run up, and let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and you can kind of count it. It's hard within a day because this whole candle, there could be an up and down within this candle and an up and down within this candle during the day. So, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, it probably came back down inside there's a 4, 5, and we finish up here 5. And then we get an A, B, C. So you get an A, a B, and a C. Okay, so you would say that's where it would stop. Now, where this is confusing people, because there's not just ABC, there's a few other correction patterns that add on to the ABC. And it's this thing that happened over here, which takes a little longer to come down. And that's something called the WXY. I'm still learning exactly how to chart that. But what we need to know is that 5 waves up is 100% up. So from bottom to the top is 100%. So that's 100%. Now, it's got to come back down, ideally 68.1%. So it's got to come back down, or 61.8%, excuse me. It's got to come down 61.8%, ideally. Okay. How do I measure this? Well, I've got this little tool here, which is this one up here called Fibonacci retracement. And I start it like this. So I go, where is the bottom here? Okay, so where do we start this wave 1? We started around here, this wave 1. All right, so we go up here. Then I take the other part of this here, and I measure from the top. Now, I've looked this up. Some people say start from the wick and go from wick to wick. This is the wick of a candle. And others have said go to the actual body of the candle, which would be here, you see. So I've done it both ways, and it makes more sense in this case to do it to the body of the candle, because if I do it to the wick, we'll end up retracing in the middle of nowhere and no Fibonacci ratio. So if I do it right here, right on the actual body of the candle, we find out that it retraced all the way back down to this point here some days ago. Well, I say some days ago. What is that? The 18th of March. All right, so there it is, 18th of March. And so this little rise that we've been in, and that Marquise Trill has told us to get in, is this little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up here. And that's what we were all in. And then we went, oh my goodness, wait a minute, it's going to go down. And of course it goes A, B, C down to here. Now, but for what we're trying to figure out, now Tron is done a retracement down to 78.6%. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that. All right. Oh, okay. Almost touched it right there. Boom. And this is 78.6%. So ideally 61, and you will see 61 goes along here. So it's not going to retrace 61. It goes down to here, 78.6. Okay, So 78.6 and 618 are good retracement places. That's why when it says how far is it going to go down, we go, I don't know. We think it might stop here at 61.8%, or it could go down further to 78.6%. So these are areas where it could go. Okay, good. So now it did go down all the way down to 78.6% after this ABC and this other little correction pattern, this XWXY, they call it, which I still need to technically be able to understand perfectly so I can explain it. But for our purposes, we need to know it's either going to come down to 61.8% or 78.6%. Okay, so it did that on the big retracement of the big uptrend that we had earlier. Okay, in December or January. So now, December. Okay, so now, where are we now? So here we are. This April starts here. So we're in the middle of this. This is a one-day candle. It looks all red because, as you know, the last 24 hours we've been watching this thing coming down and wondering within this little candle here where it's going to come down to. All right, so let's just see what happened here, though, from about 18 March. Okay, so we saw this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, you'll say this just looks like a one down, but these candles inside, the price moves up and down inside these candles, so it's probably something like this. 1, and then it came all the way down to here. 2, well, sorry, A, B, C. A, B, C. All right, so how far was this whole thing going to come down? Well, let's see how far this came down. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to come down about 61.8% or 78%. So we're going to do a new Fibonacci tool just for this little section here that happened over the last 10 days or so. So if we started right here, I'm going to use the wicks for this one because we're in a smaller time frame. And I go to the top of this wick here, see over here. I'm just pulling it to the side so that we can see the Fibonacci ratio percentages. Click. All right, so now watch. Oh, let's see what happened. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went up and then we came back down 1, 2, 3. And here we are sitting at 61.8%. This I added in this little ratio called 65 because some genius at doing this stuff said you add a 65 and somewhere in there this little thing is called the golden pocket. It's the most usual place for it to land. So we have a 61.8. I'm going to zoom this in a bit more. 61.8 roughly, 65 retracement here. Now, if it does not stop here, it could go down to here. It should not go past here, otherwise we have something wrong. In rare cases, it can go down 100%, and they call that a double bottom. But we're not thinking that's going to happen with the way this is progressing. Nice big, we don't think we're going to come down and smack the bottom. All right, so now we're on daily candles. So I'm going to change this now from a daily candle to an hourly candle. So I mean, each one of these candles is going to be broken up to 24 different candles. So here we go. 1 hour. And the screen goes like that. So you have to do this a little bit to get it in perspective. So each one of these candles is an hour. Now you can see what we were just looking at, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not the big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is way back up there. This current one over the last 10 days or so. Okay, good. So now we can see a little bit clearer. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for those of you who don't know this whole Elliott wave thing, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up here, you know, and you got an A, B, C coming down, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wiki thing shot out there. Sometimes that happens. And then you're going to have an A, B, and a C coming down here, and then you're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to have an A, B, C coming down here. Now I say that inside each one of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and ABCs, there's more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and ABCs. So it's just the pattern that all charts follow. Doesn't matter about stock market, coins, anything. Okay, so now we've done. Let's just draw it in here. I guess we can just draw a basic ABC pattern in here. ABC. All right, good. So now we've got an ABC. How far down are we going to go? Well, we hit this here, and we get a little candle. You guys need to Google Japanese candle. These are called Japanese candles. They're formations. This little formation here shows a bit of an uptrend. So you'll learn to know the shape of the candles too, and they'll tell the story. The different shape and how they're structured will give you direction. All right, obviously these are up candles and these are down candles. Okay, so here we are in this little section. We're hoping we stop here in this little golden pocket here. Kind of. We have the actual candle wick poked out below here, but this is golden pocket, 68.1% retracement of the last 10 days going up, so up and down. Now, how do we figure out what's happening here? So people are starting to place buys and stuff here. Some of the guys in the group, that I'm in, have done that here. So if this is where we have retraced to, and this is the stop point, and this is not going to be the stop point, then we're going to see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up here. And this is where you see calls. People will say, okay, from here, you buy in here, next target 520 or 515. See, around here. That's because that'll be the next wave 1. Then it will come back down again to 2, and then go up again to 3, and so on. So that's if it stopped here. We start on a 1, 2, 3 going up. Okay, so if we, I'll show you what I mean. Somebody posted a buy and sell target here earlier. So if that is the bottom there, so he's expecting 1. You see, let's say it was 125, right? Whatever he said, 125. 2 should come back down, 61.8% of that. 3, it's going to go up. 4, so 4 will come back down from 3 this much, or whatever one of the ratios it decides to. And these are the ratio points here. So, all right, something like that. Okay, so this is what we hope Tron does. Oh, hold on. Double clicked on the, and then we get a 5 going up. Okay, so something like that. That'll be the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're going to have. And then obviously that after ABC correction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't know how long all this is going to take. I haven't figured out yet how long these things take, but we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. Looks like on a almost on a 10-day swing, like seven days up, 3 days down is kind of what we've had. Now, we talk about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, and some people keep confusing other people because they say wave this. Well, there's waves inside waves inside waves. So when you say wave this, it could be one of 20 waves. All right, but I want to show you a concept here. All right, so if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then, and this is an ABC, that actually would be on a bigger scale, a 1, a 2, and then 3. This is what people talk about moon, but moon happens over a few days. So, you know what I mean? I'm just putting these in random spots. So 1, 2, 3, and off we go into a big 5. All right. So I just wanted to explain. We're down here, and if this is where we've stopped on Tron, we're going to start a small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which will be part of a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But if you want to look over a few days, if this has gone now 1, 2, we should do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heading on up. I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. I might have just opened up a can of worms and a million questions. We'll see, but I hope this helps. All right, now I'm going to have to figure out how to turn off this video recorder. Let's see. There we go.